Guys, so this is my review of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Sea of Monsters. It is the second book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians pentalogy. Here is the first book. Here's the cover, the binding, and the back. It's 4:30 in the morning. It's late. Let me start off by talking about what it's about. Percy Jackson is in the 7th grade now. No monsters have come after him whatsoever, much surprise to him. But basically the book starts out with a dodgeball game gone wrong, which in my opinion is inevitable because that game never goes right. But basically the game goes wrong in the sense that the opposing team, most of them turn into a gang of cannibal giants. No big deal. Nah. But basically that turns, Annabeth shows up, they're fighting the giants, and that turns into Percy being accused of blowing up their school. The prep school that he's going to. So basically, Annabeth, Percy, and a new character that you're introduced to, Tyson, are on the run to Camp Half-Blood. On the way, Annabeth informs Percy that the safety of Camp Half-Blood has been compromised. The magical borders that protect the camp have been poisoned. So basically the one place that was safe for demigods is now at risk of being completely destroyed. Which brings them onto a quest to find the Golden Fleece, which has the ability to heal anything and everything, no matter what it is. But that fleece is somewhere in the Sea of Monsters. Somewhere out in what is the Sea of Monsters is the Bermuda Triangle, and we all know the Bermuda Triangle. So that's their quest. That's the bulk of the story. But along with that, Percy finds something out. A bit of a family, I don't want to say secret, but it's an interesting bit of his family history, I guess, that he was not aware of. And it makes him question whether being claimed as Poseidon's son is as good as it seems, or if it's just, a joke. So that's basically what the book was about. So let me get on to my actual review. I loved this book. I loved it so much. I had extremely, extremely high hopes for that book because I read The Lightning Thief and I loved it. I finished this in 2 days. Actually, it was more like a day and a half because I read like more than half of it, I think, the night, like really late at night, and I couldn't put it down. I ended up sleeping in until like forever the next day, and then I finished it. So good, so good. The amount of like action and adventure was awesome. I wasn't sure because it's a bit thinner than The Lightning Thief, so I wasn't sure if they were gonna fit everything in it, but the pacing of it was just perfect. So yeah, I loved the story, I loved the plot. Characters, obviously I loved Percy. How can you not like Percy? One of the newer characters, I just said his name, Tyson. Loved, oh my gosh, there's like literally everything that comes out of his mouth. I was just like, oh. And you'll find out when you read the book that Percy and Tyson are a lot more interconnected. But I'm not going to say anything because it's a big woo. But there's a scene between them towards the end of the book, and I was in tears. It was so sweet, but it was so sad at the same time. So Tyson was definitely my favorite character in this book. Obviously Percy is that token favorite character, but he was definitely, for the characters other than Percy, he was my favorite. Obviously Annabeth was in the book. Love her. Will always love her. Clarice plays a bigger role in this book, which I really like. You only see a little bit of her in The Lightning Thief. She's really bitchy, but it's really funny. So yeah, Grover plays a very present role, but not like physically. Like he plays a very major role, but he's not physically in the majority of the book. But the scenes that he was in were the scenes he was in, whatever, were really great. I'm obviously really bad at grammar. So yeah, I definitely give this book a 3 out of 3. I think that's the first 3 out of 3 rating on this channel. Definitely go get it. Obviously read the first book before this one, because it'll make more sense. The first book so far is my favorite, but I have a thing for first books. The first book, you definitely get a better understanding of the dynamic of the characters and the back history of the gods and the goddesses, and why the world is the way it is in the god world. Yeah. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Really good. So yeah, Sea of Monsters, 3 out of 3.